Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. We had a great one. Demand was, for us, slightly below normal. Normally we see one of our record shipping weeks, the week of Thanksgiving. We did not see that. We saw it kind of be a little bit better than average, but not our record-setting week like it normally is. This week after Thanksgiving has been completely dead. I think the combination of shutdowns and the typical slowdown that we have the week after Thanksgiving from the overbuying that takes place at retail and at food service. Everybody's afraid to run out, right? You guys all know this. So as a result, the week after Thanksgiving is always pretty slow. I'm afraid that it's a little bit slower than normal at this point. We'll see. Pricing, really no changes. You're going to see super colossals and colossals in the 6.5 range. You're going to see deals on straight loads in the 5.5 to 6 range on super colossals and colossals. Jumbos are right in the same ballpark on pricing, probably mostly $5.50. Mediums still bringing $6.5 to $7. They're in tight supply, and right now, if we make mediums, we have to create more jumbos, and so the pricing is going to be relatively high on those in comparison. When we get to reds, it's about the same deal. Mexico's not in buying like they were a few weeks ago, so the prices kind of maintained and stopped kind of gaining that 25 or 50 cents a week that it was before. You're going to see $6 to $6.50, some 7s on reds, depending on quality and location, and you'll see the medium reds down about 50 cents from there. Again, better deals on straight load volume. Whites are all over the board. I'd say mostly 14, at least at our place. Market wide, I'm sure there's some 12s out there on straight load volume as well. And you always got to consider that when I'm giving you numbers. On most of these numbers, I'm talking straight loads. I'll try and always do a qualifier when I'm talking about mixer volume. And reds and whites traditionally are mixer volume. Not very many people buy straight loads on those two sizes. Outlook, what is there to see out there? Well, there's lots of strain. First of all, an observation on the freight. Lots and lots of stress and strain on the freight. Freight is very difficult. Even with the slowdown, it's still hard to cover a lot of lanes. And East Coast lanes from, Oregon are incredibly high, off the charts high. That market has pretty much been unavailable to us, and that's normally a corridor that we ship to a fair amount. So it's pretty surprising to see what's happened to the Northeast. It's turned into an exclusive rail-only location. Hard to believe. Florida, that's still not the case. Lots of reasons for that. But the freight is really the game here. If you don't have trucks, you don't have orders. Moving on to plantings and conditions. California, Southern California in the desert region is planted and in. All of their acres are in, and they're too early to really know if they're ahead or behind or anything else. If we shift to Central California, to the San Joaquin Valley, we are about 50% planted there. I think that's probably a fair general rule of thumb for that part of the country. The Central Valley is about 50% in, maybe a little bit less than that. Acreage in that area, I would say, is status quo. Although they had a good summer last year. I think if there's going to be any shakeup in total acres planted, it'll be out of Mexico during the shipping window in February, late February and March. It's just a difficult window. We weren't doing well up north, but time will tell on that as well. It's always a wild card, and that always makes or breaks for all intents and purposes the market here in the Northwest. What the value is based largely on what crosses the border from Mexico in February and March. Although it's not that much volume, not many people like to switch to it. I'm obviously not a fan, but that's me. And that's my couple of cents on what the market's doing now. I hope everything's going well for you. For those that I didn't extend a thank you to for Thanksgiving, I want to do that again. Very grateful for all the customers that we have out there, for all the listeners we have, for all the followers, and just for the ability to be able to share what we do, what I do on a daily basis. I'm glad you find some interest in it, and I just hope that I can be helpful. If I can ever do anything else, you know where to find me. I'll catch you later.